Hey, Dean, down Sear Performance again. Quick update on the Caprice, the 94 Caprice that we're doing the LS swap on. We picked up a 2005 Chevy Tahoe 5.3 4L60. It's a drive-by-wire. So we got it pretty well stripped down right now. The harness is completely disassembled from this side all the way over. The O2 sensor. The only thing left is the transmission plugs and the 202 sensors on the driver's side, but other than that it's completely disconnected down to the fuse block. The underside of the fuse block, we're going to take these connectors off. These connectors here, you take all of these off. This is the one that runs the engine, so you disconnect it and it disconnects the rest of the harness from the fuse block. So it's, like I said, I got to crawl under there and disconnect the transmission mount, O2 sensors, cables, and then disconnect the manifolds from the exhaust pipe down there. Those flanges, there's two of them, one on this side, one on the other side. I already sprayed them with some WD-40 to try and loosen it up. I also took the condenser, radiator, fans, all that's over here. I keep a box with all the parts I'm going to keep, like the battery tray, the airbox panel that it clips down into. Every nut and bolt I can get off of these I keep because they're good bolts. On this vehicle I also took the Hydro Boost system for the brakes, the master cylinder, and all the power steering lines, so that I can use it on another project that we have here at the shop. And then where I kind of left off on the Caprice the other day was we got it moved to the back. The 33 is ready to go to alignment. We got Jeff's S10 in here with a 355 Holley Sniper and bit of a mess in the wiring, but we're gonna get that car, well, truck, all sorted out. But I'm gonna go over here and pop the hood. Where are you? I can't find the dang hood latch. It's alright though. But I left off with the motor out, the harness. So what I did was I took the harness completely apart. That section there is going down to the transmission, and then this section here was going to the ECU and some other sensors, and then there's a section here for like the coolant jug, and then also like the wiper motor and stuff. So there's very little in that I'll actually be using, because this car is going, like we said, the Holley Terminator X. So we won't need a lot of those wires, but we're gonna dig through, find the oil pressure, coolant, fuel level, alternator. We're gonna find all of those wires and get them connected back to the factory dash, as well as he'll have the 3.5 inch handheld that goes along with the Terminator X. So that's kind of right now where I left off, but we have a bunch of things coming. 94 Caprice, but I'm gonna get back over, finish pulling out that engine and transmission, and then I'll come back on and kind of update with the final. All right, so we're back. This is where I'm at. I got the hoist over. Everything is disconnected harness wise, except the crossover to the oil level sensor and the starter. It's hot here in Florida, so ran out of a little bit of steam, but I got it all pulled over, so I know I won't mess it up. And once I get it up, I can pull those couple of things off. I got the chain on it, took the intake off of it, the transmission cross members out, exhaust is disconnected, this is ready to go. I am actually going to get the hoist on it and get yanking it out. The motor mounts are all out, everything's out, so I'll be back in 2 minutes. And oh well, I also sometimes I unbolt these, but today I'm in the mood to cut it. So you cut the top out of the radiator core support, and that'll give you, more room to come forward a lot easier. So let me get this hoist hooked up, the air on it, and I'll be yanking it out in a minute or two. Okay, so I left off, I was about to pull the motor out of the Tahoe that we got for the Caprice, and I got the motor out. I did end up sliding motor and transmission together, and then I slid the transmission off the torque converter, and then I'll pull the starter with it off. Just made it easier to wheel it into this shop. So like I said, in the other part was I took the Hydro Boost off, which is going for another project, but I got everything out. I took the tranny lines out, the drive shaft's still in. I'll end up taking that out. I got the tack module off, I got the gas pedal out. So this is almost ready to go to the scrapyard. And today what I'll be doing is get the 33 out of the way, and then I'll get the 5.3 for the Caprice. I'll get the rest of the harness off the starter. Now it's a lot easier with it out. I ended up just kind of leaving it on the motor and pulling it all out together. But I'll get the rest of the harness off. I'll cap off the AC ports, and I'll go through and pressure wash this several different times, get it good cleaned up. Probably not going to take the exhaust manifolds off, which impressively none of the manifold bolts are broke like they usually are on an LS. You usually get one or two. And then I got the LSX mounting plates to go on the block, and then they have all the different positions for the small block mounts, which I'm going to grab the buckets off of there, the buckets off that motor, and bolt them onto these. But what I'll do is I'll get these on the motor, I'll get the buckets off the old motor, and I'll get the motor sat in there and just loosely connected to the transmission, and then I can take the bucket and kind of, see which bolt set here that the bucket lines up with. If it doesn't line up with one, there's a ton of meat on these plates that you can drill and tap extra holes, which isn't a big deal. But on the last couple of times I've used these, I've actually put the passenger side on the driver's side, and that'll help set the motor back, and the holes are already there. It's the same bolt pattern pretty much. So I'm going to get started on getting the rest of this apart. I'll take the accessories off. I'll leave the water pump, manifolds. I'll pull the coil packs off. I'll get all that taken off. I'll get the intake back on it and get it wheeled outside and start pressure washing on it pretty good, and then we'll start stabbing it in. But that's for video. So I appreciate you watching. Do me a favor, hit the like, subscribe, hit the little bell. It'll tell you when we got new videos up, and leave a comment. We appreciate it. Thanks. Have a good day.